Hello and welcome to Motor Talks powered by MotarGaadi. This is Rahul, and today we have Mr. Nikhil, co-founder, Gearhead Motors. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Rahul. How are you doing?
All good, all good. So my first question is, how did you guys start Gearhead Motors? What was the motivation behind it?
See, the inception of the company has started from a project that we have started. We've started converting existing vehicles into electric, and we worked, almost day and night, day in, day out. We've understood to remove a petrol engine and convert into an electric vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually into it. And then from there, the inception of company started. We
Okay.
would love to call ourselves Gearheads because we love automobile and robotics and anything that related to machines and shit. So we started from that direction and we worked towards it, and today we are manufacturing EV components, includes bicycles, tricycles, and other electronic components for electric vehicles.
All right, all right. I can see you have used letters to name your e-bikes. What was the idea behind
Yeah.
it?
Naming of e-bikes was inspired from our supreme god Elon Musk from the way he named his vehicles as SEXY, and we wanted to name our vehicles also LIFE, as that represents life and represents sustainability, and we want to go strong on that direction.
Okay, okay. I can see a lot of entrepreneurs taking motivation from Elon Musk, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So next question is my personal favorite, and I asked to every entrepreneur, what obstacle did you encounter during this product development phase?
Yeah, so I'll be very honest with you. It's more than an obstacle. It's a freaking journey in itself, because India has never been a system design country. It has always been a system
Mm,
integration country. We
right.
always believe in picking up something that is foreign and try to indigenize it and sell it in India. When it comes to a product, we don't have a global products, right? We don't have
Mm,
something that is selling globally in India,
uh,
across the world through it. So while that kind of culture, building a product that is global, truly global, is been a never ending task for us. Even we are still facing challenges in that direction, because primarily the building a product for India, it is easy, but building a product for global, it is hard, because global standards are completely different when it comes to acceptance of a product, starting from its technology, the sturdiness, the quality, fit and finish, touch and feel, everything.
right.
So we faced initially the gap of talent, and then eventually the manufacturing part of it also had a lot of challenges, because we don't have that precision mechanisms or machineries in India that could
Mm-hmm.
deliver at this cost. Of course, we have machines and stuff for a higher expensive, more the products, but something like this at a cycle is made at what, 6,500, Rahul. So at
Right.
6,500, if you expect it to have that kind of precision that a global standard product would have, is a
Mm-hmm.
problem, right?
Right.
So that's the problem that we've tackled, and we've understood that this market is explored should be explored differently. Hence we started developing indigenously each and every product and component. Hence we are today where we are.
Okay. Okay. That's very nice. So you're basically into manufacturing of e-bike, right? By any chance, you see yourself coming into EV four-wheelers or other segments
Yeah, so
anytime soon?
two-wheelers is something that we are looking at near future, but four-wheeler is a way far ahead. If we are getting into four-wheeler, we will be getting into autonomous or semi-autonomous four-wheeler. It wouldn't be a electric car per se, but it would be
Mm-hmm.
autonomous or semi-autonomous four-wheeler. But before that, we would be venturing into two-wheelers as well,
Cool.
and
Right.
that is in very near future. We have couple of designs that are cooking in our design studio, so we should be up with it very soon.
Okay. So since you're talking about e-bikes, what is the exact vision and aim for cycling community, when you manufacture these products?
So the bicycle for India is intent to serve this middle and upper middle class family that are trying very hard to procure e-scooters that are
Mm-hmm.
costing above a lakh and half, right? So the market, the majority of the market lies between 70 to 80,000 rupees of purchase capacity of the end consumer. That too,
Mm-hmm.
90% of them purchase it from EMIs.
Mm-hmm.
So in that kind of a purchase capacity, we are expecting these people to put almost double the cost, is something
Mm-hmm.
that we are unable to digest. So for now, the initial urban commuting solution would be our e-bikes, which will be serving your under 5 to 10 kilometers of requirement. If you want to go pick up some vegetables, you can go on a e-bike. It drives like a scooty. It goes
Mm-hmm.
until top speed of 40 kilometers with good pedal assist, and
Mm-hmm.
also it will easily charge in 3 hours or 2 hours, and you can, just like your mobile phone that you can carry
Right.
around, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we are trying to solve with our e-bikes, but eventually we'll come up with a more reliable solution for commuter. But
Mm-hmm.
this would be our first under 5 to 10 kilometers of target market. We are targeting this particular segment.
Okay. What's the range of these bicycles?
So it's our highest model will gives up till 80 kilometers on a single charge,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a basic model giving up to 35 kilometers on pedal assist.
Okay, that's impressive, right? Uh,
Yeah.
I believe for any business, after sales support is very important, right? So, how are you guys at Gearhead Motors taking care of that post sales support for any consumer?
So one unfair advantage we have across India is we also do tricycles that are majorly sold across rural parts of India.
Right.
And e-bikes are also heavily consumed in rural parts of India, unlike what people believe. Rural parts are encouraging e-bikes very much. So
Mm-hmm.
the after-sale service is heavily demanded in rural parts of India, because in the urban parts, anyway, you can service across, you have multiple stations that are placed, right?
Right.
So these rural paths are targeted with our tricycle suppliers. So every district across India would be employed. Today we are
Mm-hmm.
operational in 454 districts in India,
Okay.
and which will give you under 72 hours of service. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually we want to be in other 780 districts that are targeted by the end of December. And the
Okay.
moment we are there, we will be the strongest after sale service network across India, at least in the EV segment.
So, how do you see your distribution network?
To be very honest, Rahul, we've been focusing on D2C all along. But
Okay.
I believe now, with the interest in the market, we need our dealer distributors more for experienced product,
Mm-hmm.
because this is a touch and feel product. This is not something that you buy just online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we get a lot of orders through online, but we get equivalent or even more requests that for test driving of these bikes.
Okay.
So currently, we are onboarding a lot of dealers and distributors across India,
Mm-hmm.
and that includes the tier 2 tier 3, where we are focused on
Mm-hmm.
we are looking for distributors who believe in this product. It's not like this is any other trade material for you where you make 2-3% taka cut on your sale,
Right.
but more like that you're building for future, right?
Right.
This segment, if you look at the legacy companies like Tata, heroes of the world, sell
Mm-hmm.
lakhs of cycles every month. Okay.
Right.
The cost of a bicycle in India is 8 to 9,000 rupees.
Uh-huh. Definitely.
The goal of the e-bike market includes
Mm-hmm.
companies like Scared Motors, E-Motorrad, and other companies. The goal of our companies is to get to that closest as we can to that 8,000 rupee mark.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get to the 8,000 rupee mark, the market it becomes almost 3 lakh, 4 lakh units a month.
Right.
Today, including legacy companies, we are selling 3 to 4,000 e-bikes a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's supremely low. 3
Mm-hmm.
lakh versus 3,000 is supremely low.
Right.
So though there are two major reasons in this. One is the awareness, and two is the purchase capacity. The one solves the other. If you give enough awareness, people understand why this e-bike costs 15,000, 25,000, 30,000, or 40,000 for itself.
Mm-hmm.
So the understanding of this e-bicycle in the rural market is only driven by these distributors and dealers. So
Right.
any distributor or dealer we would be onboarding should have the vision of selling that 3 lakh, 4 lakh units a month as a company in
Mm-hmm.
India. And this will
Right.
only happen as cumulative effort, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are looking out for dealers rather than partners who would join our vision to scale it to a level where this market can be explored.
That's right. Right. But as I see, e-commerce business is also increasing day by day. By any chance, do you think it can cater or it can compete with the dealership network anytime
Yeah,
soon?
it is because it won't compete with dealer or distributor, because the product it is.
Mm-hmm.
E-commerce is a very vast term, right? But
Right.
specifically our category, in which electric bicycle is one, will be driven offline heavy. It
Mm-hmm.
has to be offline heavy because uh, selling it online is one. We would call it omni-channeling, right? Our marketing VP would agree on this. We will call
Right.
it omni-channeling. Like one, you have online presence, and two, you have offline presence. Three, you have online validation.
Mm-hmm.
Four, you have offline validation. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have all of these channels covered, right, a customer decision would be much easier.
Mm-hmm.
So we're focusing on this direction where we are having all of these executed very well, and then eventually we take it to. But e-commerce in general, it might compete with the offline business in a lot of markets, but in the automotive sector, I don't know. It is. I think it is. We are too early for this.
All right. All right. So one question I recall, I asked to every EV entrepreneur basically, how do you cater to safety for consumers? Because given that your batteries are open in the bicycle, right? So how do you cater to that safety parameter?
So primarily, bicycle in general is a very low voltage application. It's a 36-volt application. It is
Okay.
as equivalent as having a TV in your home. That's it.
Okay.
So what are the chances of blowing up a TV? Almost zero. It's
Okay.
so because it's a low voltage and low current ampere application, but unlike the other scooties, right? The reason
Mm-hmm.
why we need a heavy, strong research. See, Rahul, it is like 2 nights job for me to get a scooty from China, assemble and sell on my brand.
Right.
But it would give the significant risk to the end consumers because I have no knowledge of what scooty that I'm selling.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because we've been working in bicycles since 3.5 years, and also it is a very low voltage and low current application.
Mm-hmm.
We have almost zero risk capability in terms of electric bicycle. But electric scooty or electric bike that we want to launch in the market should have a very, very, very strong research background.
Mm-hmm.
And even companies like Ather, Ola, and Tata have failed in terms of delivering 100%
Right.
efficiency.
Right.
So when legacy companies are struggling, for a company like a startup like us should have more and more conscious because of the brand name and also
Mm-hmm.
the safety of the end consumers.
Exactly.
So for bicycles, I would vouch for it. There is almost zero risk, but for scooties, there is a lot of research that we are doing right now in terms
Mm-hmm.
of getting out a significant valid product.
Okay. For bicycles, you are building batteries in house, right? For
Yes.
two-wheelers too, you are going to build the batteries in house, or uh, how did
So
how will
it
it work?
would be a collaboration. It would be a collaboration. Even today for bicycles, it is a
Mm-hmm.
collaboration. We have a sister company who
Mm-hmm.
assembles battery for us in a controlled environment. Like we
Okay.
give them the parameter, we give them the BMS, we give them the technology parameters. Only
Right.
then they assemble within that system. It's
Okay.
not like they do something and we buy it from them. So it's a very controlled environment situation where we give end-to-end suggestions and also inputs for them to understand where exactly, how exactly, including the
Mm-hmm.
heat dissipation modules and stuff like that. So we are the only one giving aluminum casing in our e-bikes, Rahul, in the
Mm-hmm.
entire
Okay.
India. So because a lot of people import high long cases and then just put up their sticker on it and start selling. But we, unlike them, we believe in giving a more affordable product at a very price versus value range. We give aluminum casing, which acts as an extra coolant for the battery.
Okay. And that aluminum case basically give you some extra advantage over other e-bicycle
Yes.
vendors. Okay.
Definitely, because see, the
Right.
ambient temperature in India is around 40-45 degrees in summers, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
When the ambient temperature itself is 45 degrees, the heat
Mm-hmm.
generated by the battery doesn't matter however low it may be. It is
Mm-hmm.
important you to control at every direction that you can.
Right.
So aluminum gives, apart from aluminum, we have already 4-layer protection in the battery that
Mm-hmm.
includes a silicon taping and then 3 other protection layers. And uske upar we have an aluminum casing. Uske upar we have a metal casing that safeguards aluminum casing.
Okay.
So that's how protected the battery is in itself. It looks simple and sleek, but it has a lot of protection.
Okay. That is very nice. Uh, so we have seen a significant growth in EV industry, right? People are actually purchasing EV vehicles in a flow now. So have you seen some significant increase in your production capacity in past 2 or 3 years?
Yeah. So currently, yes, definitely. In last 2-3 years, we've grown almost 20-30x in terms of our production. and we are projected to grow at the same rate for the next couple of years, because it is important. We have to understand this is a less awareness market, right? The other day when there was a Prime Day on Amazon, we've sold more than 200 units in a day.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's incredible, because Prime Day has given that exposure to the end consumers to buy at deals, and people have bought 200 bikes a day. So imagine the potential that this market carries with proper exposure and continuous exposure, right? So it is.
Right. So lastly, I would like to ask, what was the exact phase when you feel this is the turning point for your brand per se? So,
Um, the goal has been, it has to be every day, because we have to come up with something new every day and continuously
right.
innovate. But I would say when we signed a deal with Tata to supply technology to their bicycles, that's where the turning point came. It's like a couple of months back. And the belief and validation that happened on us through them is exceptional. And we've been doing that since almost 4 months now, and we're looking near future that we will grow eventually more.
All right. I was hoping Shark Tank as an answer. So,
That's one other PR, man. Like that's one other PR where we've gone to every other TV or city in India. Uh, Definitely, that was one great experience. But I would say any technology innovation and any breakthrough in the company is more valid than any other thing.
right. Definitely, definitely. All right, Nikhil. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure interviewing you.
Thanks a lot, Rahul. It was a pleasure talking to you as